Guys, I have 3 losses in this game now, and my win-loss is only an 18.7.
I think I have 3 as well.
I'm absolutely washed. The game sucks. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to XDefiant, the game that personifies the phrase, you can't make everybody happy. If you guys can believe it, there are people out there right now, as I speak, making videos, making Reddit threads, making tweets, talking about how skill-based matchmaking needs to be in XDefiant because the game is not fun without it. Yes, that is a real thing. Yes, that is true. People actually are believing that skill-based matchmaking needs to be a factor within XDefiant because the game is not good without it. Like, what is actually going on here? Last night, like right before midnight, I just made a tweet, which apparently blew up to like 600,000 views, saying that 3 days into XDefiant, I have 3 total losses. It's incredible how skill-based matchmaking has affected the COD player base. That shit needs to go. It feels so good to just relax and enjoy online games again, which is what I did yesterday. Every match of XDefiant that I have played, I have streamed so far. It's all there for you guys to go watch. Do I do great every single match? Of course not. Have I gone negative? One time. It did actually happen the other day. But in general, yesterday I was trying to unlock all the guns that were left to unlock. So I'm doing things with light machine guns and shotguns, and lo and behold, the game was still enjoyable once I got the hang of the light machine guns. At first, I'm like, these things are terrible. Why would anyone use a light machine gun? I was not enjoying it at first. Eventually, they started to get a little bit better. The RPK hits like a truck, and the shotguns are hit or miss so far. But regardless, running around with LMGs and shotguns, still doing well, still winning virtually every single match. Do I play with friends? Of course, I do. I occasionally play solo, but mostly I have 1 or 2 friends with me when I'm playing because it's an online game, and hell, it's fun to actually be able to bullshit with my buddies while I play the video game and not have skill-based matchmaking try to derail that in any possible way. But like I said, 3 losses, right, since XDefiant came out. Then people are coming out of the woodwork to defend skill-based matchmaking and how the game absolutely needs to have it, which is just ridiculous if you ask me. This person right here says the players you played against weren't having fun, to which I responded, I'm okay with that. When I started playing in Call of Duty 4, I envied the people dominating the lobbies, and I wanted to become one of them. And then we get a couple responses here which were fantastic. Like, I got destroyed in Black Ops 1 and it just made me want to keep playing until I could get good. Skill-based matchmaking isn't rewarding for bots or good players, to which King replied, literally, I'm pretty average or below average and it's hard to measure if I'm actually getting better or not. I have a few good games and next thing I know, I'm playing with players that are out of my league. A few bad games, then the competition is no good. Skill-based matchmaking is counterproductive. That's always been my stance on skill-based matchmaking as a whole. Like, the entire thing where, you know, in XDefiant, you can play with your friends or whatever, and it doesn't matter because there's no matchmaking parameters to try to screw you over. The guy that got me into COD, I've told the story a million times, but my cousin who got me into Call of Duty going into COD 4, like I would play at his house on his Xbox, he doesn't play COD anymore because when he plays with us, he has 0 fun because our skill-based matchmaking bracket is so high because I've been playing the series for 17 years. He has like kids and a job and things like that, so he can't play in my lobbies. He has 0 fun in there. He has to go play solo. Like, the entire like social aspect of the game went away for him, which made him ultimately quit the franchise. XDefiant does not have that. You can have an amazing player in your party, a terrible player in your party. It doesn't matter. All of matchmaking is random. It's just based on your connection. But then you have people like this. If you believe no competition is fun, you just suck at games. LOL, LOL. Running through shit lobbies gets boring fast. This person here, you're in a small minority. Skill-based matchmaking has helped COD grow to the biggest shooter in history by miles. While your XDefiant game has a 1 to 2 month shelf life, your point instantly becomes trash. His name is Shitposter, and I hope that's a shitpost. Like, these guys are so new gen that they don't understand that COD was a cultural icon like 15 years ago, man, like well before skill-based matchmaking. Like, if you want to call the Warzone era the skill-based matchmaking era, basically Modern Warfare 2019 onward, that's only been 5 years, right? That's the equivalent of going from COD 4 to the original Modern Warfare 3. COD was in its heyday for like 12 years before skill-based matchmaking took over, and it was doing fine. It was doing ridiculously well. It was a cultural phenomenon. Nowadays, nobody gives a shit about COD multiplayer. They only care about Warzone, and a big part of that is because of skill-based matchmaking. But let's keep on going on here. So y'all like the game because you can play people you're better than? Okay. Oh, what? Like, no fun for anyone else, though. Goes both ways, okay? How is it not boring to win constantly? Grown-ass man stomping on some 9-year-olds and thinking, fuck yeah, I rock. Like, countless responses like this, man. This is like in super fast forward. Like, the amount of people that are either against skill-based matchmaking or for it, regardless, there was a whole bunch of responses to that tweet. There are people out there who genuinely believe that skill-based matchmaking is a good thing. What blows my mind is I feel like a lot of these people never got to experience COD before skill-based matchmaking. They don't know what it's like just to be able to hop onto a game, play with your friends, or play solo and not have the game specifically designed to make you not have fun. What's crazy about these stats, right? Like, obviously, I'm an outlier here with 3 losses. That's not gonna last forever. Like, every time I stream, people are like, what's the win streak at? And all that. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's probably gonna end soon because, like, we can't just keep winning. You know, like, I'm an outlier right now, right? But here's the thing. My stats are not that outlandish. They really aren't. Like, my KD, believe it or not, has been going down since the first day. It started off with like a 2.3. Now I think it's a 1.8 or something. Like, as the general player base is getting better at the game, my stats are going down a little bit. We still are winning most of our matches, but my overall KD is going down, especially as I expand into things like marksman rifles and light machine guns and whatever. But here's the thing, right? These XDefiant stats, which people are like, man, that just looks stupid. How's that even fun? This game's ridiculous. These numbers are nearly identical to what my stats were in the older Call of Duty games before skill-based matchmaking took over. That 18 win-loss ratio, I had that back in Modern Warfare 3, the day I hit 10th Prestige. You know, having over a 2 KD, that was in virtually every COD I had back in the day. Over a 5 win-loss, that was in virtually every COD I played back in the day. Like, even a game like Black Ops 1 with 30 days of playtime, well over a 2 KD, almost a 5 win-loss. Like, that's how COD was. That is why COD was enjoyable. That's why COD blew up so much. And that's why COD solidified itself as a cultural juggernaut, was because of how the game worked in that sense. When you have people saying that skill-based matchmaking helped COD blow up to be the most successful game ever, it's like, dude, we've only had skill-based matchmaking for 5 of the 20 years the franchise has been out. These dudes are so new gen, they don't know what it's like to be able to hop onto a video game and not have the matchmaking algorithm completely try to wreck you. It's actually mind-blowing to me. And also, people aren't talking about multiplayer anymore, man. Nobody talks about COD multiplayer. I do, and look how my channel's freaking doing. Every single Call of Duty video does nothing. XDefiant videos are doing great. Why is that? Well, mostly because the game's new, but also people are enjoying the fact that skill-based matchmaking doesn't exist. When people talk about COD nowadays, they're talking about Warzone. People never talk about the COD multiplayer, and do you wonder why that is? Because skill-based matchmaking ruins it in every capacity. If you're a terrible player and you're in like that bottom bracket of skill-based matchmaking, like that person said on Twitter in the clip I showed earlier, it's terrible for those people because they never know if they're actually doing good or not. They're just down there in this really protected bracket. They never actually get better at the game. They never see that progression for themselves as a player, and eventually they just get bored of it. And if they do get invited by one of their friends who's better than them to go play, then suddenly they realize how terrible they are at the game, and they just want to quit immediately because they feel like they want to go back to their protected brackets. Because I don't know, man, nowadays in an online video game, everybody needs a participation ribbon. Like, I don't know. And on the top end of skill-based matchmaking, it's no fun there either. Like, if you're a 2 KD 5 win-loss player or wherever the hell like I was back in the day, well, the lobbies I get in Modern Warfare 3 and all the most recent CODs, I'm also playing with those same people pretty much all the time, which makes all of our stats go down to basically like a 1, and it just takes the entire matchmaking system and makes you feel like you're playing ranked when I'm trying to level up my freaking knife. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good for anybody. If you want that kind of stuff, go play ranked. It's right there. Like, that person's like, how is it fun to just win constantly? Because winning is fucking fun. It's a casual game, and you hop on, and you're playing, and the whole point of the game is to have fun and win the match, and if you can do both, that's pretty fun to me. And if it ever stops being fun, then I can go play ranked because the option is there. That's how it should be. It's casual. Will there be terrible players? Sure. Will there be super sweat lords? Sure. Will there be everything in between? Absolutely. And that is how matchmaking was back when COD was a juggernaut, before COD became nothing more than a battle royale with an optional multiplayer mode that you can pay for to level up your guns faster. Skill-based matchmaking has ruined Call of Duty's multiplayer, and then Mark Rubin, the former head of Infinity Ward, who made the iconic games like COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and the OG Modern Warfare 3, he ends up leaving Infinity Ward with this belief that he can make a different game without that bullshit matchmaking algorithm. And now that it's here, people are pissed off that there's no skill-based matchmaking. Like, how much Stockholm Syndrome do these players have that they believe skill-based matchmaking needs to exist? It actually blows my mind. It goes back to the video I made yesterday. You know, I think for a lot of people, when they hear that there's no skill-based matchmaking, they hear that there's not a whole bunch of aim assist, those two facts alone inherently mean that if you are a good player, you should do good in XDefiant, but they're not doing good immediately for one reason or another. It takes a while to get used to the game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my aim in XDefiant is nowhere near as good as it is in COD because I've been playing COD for so long, and adjusting to XDefiant takes a while. But because they don't have that immediate success, I think these people are like, man, this game just sucks. This guy over here is saying the complete opposite, so fuck him. He's probably getting paid or something like that. Like, The arguments online right now, it is so toxic. And obviously these people are a very vocal minority. I'm sure the vast majority of people are just playing the game and enjoying it for what it is. But I suppose ultimately XDefiant could be a bit of an experiment for the games industry as a whole. We're going to see how the progression of the game goes without skill-based matchmaking, because people are predicting like, you know, these people that are getting wrecked every single game, they're just going to leave. They need their hands held. It's like, why are you trying to defend those people? Like, how soft have we gotten as gamers here? Like, we're already pretty fucking soft because we're already arguing about a video game online, but then to take it even further and say everybody needs their hand raised and everybody needs to win a ribbon and everyone needs to feel good and do good. Like, what is wrong with you picking up a new game and you not immediately being good at it? It's the multiplayer equivalent of playing every game on easy mode. Like, where's the satisfaction for that? And if you are the kind of person that likes to play all of your games on easy mode, well, then that's fine. There's plenty of options for you. But when it comes to a competitive online game, and I use the term loosely here because we're talking about the casual playlist, but you're still playing with and against other people. These are actual people, not robots, not AI, not bullshit. If you're facing other people and you're playing with other people and you're not that good at the game, that's on you. You need to get better at it or find a different game to play. Yet Activision, over the course of all these years, has decided that they would much rather coddle those players because they want those players buying their $40 bundles in the shop and their $80 monkey fists. And look where that's gotten the Call of Duty multiplayer experience. They talk about their sales figures and stuff like that all the time. Like, those sales figures are solely from the shop and Warzone being free to play. They combined not only Modern Warfare 2, but Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone all together under the Call of Duty HQ so they can brag about their player count, they can brag about how much money they make. They're literally talking about mostly free-to-play Warzone, which has a monetization model very similar to a game like Fortnite. Like, of course, that mode is going to make money hands over fist. When it comes to the actual COD multiplayer experience, how many people do you know that are actually playing it consistently, talking about it, raving about it, loving it? Not that many people, man, because COD now is more about Warzone because skill-based matchmaking has warped the multiplayer experience so terribly that nobody gives a shit about it anymore. Because if you're a terrible player, you play in your terrible lobbies, you never actually get any better, and then you end up quitting the game. If you're a good player, your lobbies are a sweat fest all the time, it's not that much fun, and eventually you're not putting in nearly as much time into the game as you used to. You know, back in the day, I used to put in like 25, 30 days of playtime into every single COD. Now, throughout the course of the entire year, I'm lucky if I hit 10 days of playtime in COD because the multiplayer experience overall is just not that fun to play long term. I can hop on for half an hour, maybe an hour. If I go longer than that, if I'm going towards like an hour and a half of 2 straight hours of COD, sweatfest, guinea pig, fucking skill-based matchmaking, hamster wheel experiment time, I just get fucking burnt out. Like, it's actually not enjoyable at all. Whereas XDefiant, I'm literally leaning back in my chair 4 hours into a stream, just bullshitting with chat, bullshitting with my friends, like just having a grand old time. And that is what gaming used to be like. And they took that away from us. And for some reason, there's these people online that think that we should just go back to the guinea pig algorithmic bullshit that Call of Duty's been pulling for all these years. And honestly, I don't fucking get it. I really don't. But ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That is it for this video here today. If you guys didn't know, XDefiant activated double weapon XP today, running all weekend, ending on Tuesday. So I will say the weapon leveling so far in the game has been pretty damn slow, but for the next 4 days, all Memorial Day weekend, there will be double weapon XP, so you can level up your stuff faster, get your weapon camos a little bit faster, and of course, unlock those attachments to make your guns a little bit better. But guys, that's pretty much it. I know this was more of a rant than anything, but it's something I just wanted to get off my chest because how many years have we been talking about skill-based matchmaking? How many comment sections of mine have been full of people saying we need to get rid of skill-based matchmaking, screw skill-based matchmaking, I'm not even buying the next COD because of skill-based matchmaking. And then, for whatever reason, whether they're terrible at the game or just whatever the hell is happening, you know, people are on social media and making videos and shit. They're like, man, skill-based matchmaking needs to come back for this game. I hate not having skill-based matchmaking. It's like, what? What is actually happening? Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.